my book club family. So just to reiterate, just in case anyone who is tuning in and isn't aware of who I am, my name is Natasha Nurse. I'm the owner and co-founder of Dressing Room Made, a coaching and consulting platform for women entrepreneurs, creatives, professionals looking for innovation in their career, in their business. I do a lot. I focus a lot of my effort on social media, social content, being a brand ambassador, coaching. I do a lot, public speaking, all wrapped under this beautiful bow of women empowerment and really using innovation in how we communicate to the world and really owning that presentation that we have. Whether it's your personal message, whether it's your business message, just really focusing very tightly on that. And with that, let's get started with our book club. If you have any questions, feel free to put that in the comments, even if it's not about the book and you just want to talk to me. Totally, let's do that. Let's have some fun. Today, what are we talking about? We're talking about Stephen King, The Dark Tower, and I have to be the bearer of some bad news. So guys, I read this book, or tried to read this book is rather how I would put it, and I didn't get it. You know, I didn't understand the beginning, the middle, the end. I just didn't get this book. And I read a lot. I mean, that's why I started this book club, to really force me to, at bare minimum, read one book a month. But really, I average between 3 and 6 books a month. So I'm constantly reading. And I've been a fan of Stephen King's like movies and stuff like that. But this book, to me, every book that I've read needs to have a clear beginning, middle, and end. And sadly, I would not say that that was the case in The Dark Tower. And I can read a little bit of just like a summary that I found just for people who are brand new to the idea and are trying to understand this book as well. So The Dark Tower, and this is provided by CourseHero.com. The Dark Tower is an 8-volume series composed of 7 novels and 1 novella that trace the quest of Roland Deschain, the last gunslinger, similar to a medieval knight in an alternate universe known as Midworld. His objective is to reach the Dark Tower, a structure that stands at the center of 6 beams that underscore all existence. By reaching the Dark Tower, Roland hopes to save it from destructive forces marshaled by the evil Crimson King, who hopes to destroy the tower and remake all existence. Hi, Amanda. How are you? And Midworld exists alongside an unknown number of other worlds, including several versions of the 20th century America, from which Roland draws his companions on his adventure, known as Quartet. These companions are Eddie Dean, Susanna Dean, and Jake Chambers, all from New York City, but from differing time periods. A dog-like creature known as Billy Bumbler in Midworld also accompanies the group. Do you see how this explanation is confusing in and of itself? It's just like there's too much happening. And I don't know. And I would say, sadly, like for me, when you read a book, you should be drawn in either with the language, with the descriptions, with the word choices as to why you should care. And like, for instance, I can we can go to like page 1 and I'll just tell you, like, it should be very clear why I should care about any of the characters that I'm reading about. And so it begins, chapter 1. The man in black fled across the desert, and the gunslinger followed. The desert was the antithesis of all deserts, huge, standing to the sky for what looked like eternity in all directions. It was white and blinding, like eternity in all directions. It was white and blinding and waterless and without feature, save for the faint, cloudy haze of the mountains which sketched themselves on the horizon, and the devil grass which brought sweet dreams, nightmares, death, an occasional tombstone sign pointed the way. See how, like, no one, like, I don't know, for me, if that's the beginning of a book, why do I care about that stuff? Like, what exactly is interesting? I don't know. So that, for me, I felt that throughout as I was going, and no disrespect to Stephen King. I mean, he is a god when it comes to so many authors who are beloved, right, in the fictional sci-fi world. But this book did not do it for me, guys. It I was left feeling very frustrated because usually I've never really read a book where I was like, what the hell is this? And that's literally what I felt. And I feel bad because, I feel like, there's a lot of blood, sweat, and tears that go into a book. And I really wanted to get it. I really was trying to understand why I should care, what's interesting. But, I was left very confused and very frustrated. But that was me. So if you've read The Dark Tower, I would love to know, like, what your thoughts were. Did you enjoy the book? Did you not enjoy it? And did you not enjoy it for a different reason? I really would love to have a conversation about this because I don't know. For me, after the first one, I'm not really interested in going forward outside of the book club, of course. For the other parts of the series, I think it's kind of a one and done situation for me, but I'd love to know your thoughts. Okay. Now, even though I struggled with appreciating the content and understanding what the hell was happening, I still think there are lessons to be learned. So let's kind of go over some lessons. And then, I'm totally open to us having, other conversations about some upcoming books. I have the copy of what I'm going to be reading for December. So if you're interested in talking about that a little bit, let me know. So lessons learned from Stephen King's The Dark Tower. First, just because you're reading a book by an acclaimed, well-known, well-beloved author doesn't automatically mean that you'll love the book. And this is a very surprising lesson because usually when you have a best-selling author or a very highly acclaimed author, you just assume, right, that everything they do is magic. No, that is not the case, actually. In reality, every book has to stand on its own. And just because a million people love something doesn't mean you will love it. You really have to, the book and the reader has to resonate with each and every reader. And it's okay if it doesn't, right? The point is, if the author put out their truth and that's what they wanted, then that was success, right? This book will be successful whether or not I get it or whether or not I like it, because if that's what Stephen King wanted this to be, then done, obviously we move on. And he has many in the series. So I would assume that according to the publishers, I think they saw it as successful. Next lesson. It's okay not to love a book. And this was a hard lesson for me to learn because as an avid reader, as someone who's been reading ferociously her entire life, I've been reading crazy. I always thought, wow, like everything you read, needs to kind of not be magical, but it should be memorable and enjoyable. And sadly, that's not the case. And this isn't the first book that I've read where I was like, oh shit, what the hell is this? Right now, I have read other books that have perturbed me, and it's put me in kind of a weird intellectual space because I'm just like, no, but I should be getting this, right? And that's the issue, right? That when we put these expectations on ourselves and we don't just be present in what's happening, you either like something or you don't like something. Something either resonates with you or it doesn't. It's okay. Either way, just because you go down one or the other direction doesn't mean there's something wrong with you. It means that that's what happened and you should accept that reality. So that's another lesson that I learned from reading this book. And then also, you can think of sometimes books as, a challenge, right? And so maybe book one isn't great. I heard from the grapevine, shout out to my husband, Khalil, that apparently I actually wasn't alone on not liking book number one, and that apparently book number two really takes it further, which is good to know. Sadly, I feel like I have a bad taste in my mouth, so I'm not necessarily going to go on to book two, but not because of just that, but just because literally, if you saw my home, I have like 30 books right now to read like this moment. So I'm kind of booked out, but if I had maybe a bit more breathing room on my book roster to read, maybe I would challenge myself and move forward. But I would love to hear from you. Are you interested in picking up a copy? Are you going to explore this world and learn a little bit more about the journey? If so, please feel free to come back in here and write that, and also message me, email me, all of that good stuff, because Guys, the reason why I created this book club is because people are not reading enough. And yes, you can read articles, you can read your email. I'm sure you're doing a bunch of reading, but we have to get back to basics and we have to also read books. So the book club, Dressing Roommate Book Club, is all about reading for the pure love of reading. So we cover all sorts of subjects. We cover self-development, we cover fiction, we cover romance, we cover, I also want to get a bit more into other sci-fi or other fantasy. So I'd love your suggestions as we go along. Guys, this is November of 2018, but we have December, and I have booked out January, February, and I believe March for what and April, I think. I have to double check, but we have 12 months of next year coming. So if you have some recommendations for maybe, I think, April and beyond, let me know so that I can consider them, and then, tell me why you're interested in reading this book for the book club. And then we can, book out our year, literally. And lastly, I guess what I would like to say is, would I recommend this book? What I would say is I'm a person who is a firm believer in respecting the craft of what people do. So I greatly respect Stephen King. I think he is phenomenal. He changed the face of, writing and sci-fi, right? Like what he has done has been historic. There's so many books and films that are based on his stories that have had profound effect on so many people. So I would never dog him out publicly or anything like that. What I would say is Dark Tower didn't resonate with me, but if you have liked his previous works and you're interested in learning a little bit more about this world in this series, give it a go, right? And see what happens. So that's what I would say. And next, I think we can move a little bit on to what the December plans are, unless anyone has any questions or thoughts. Feel free to put that in the comments. So December, what are we reading, guys? We're reading this. The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck. Literally, I'm not cursing. That's like the title of the book. I mean, there's like a splotch sign for the U in F-U-C-K, but this book is something else. So I've already started it because the name was killing me. I was like, okay, I have to see what this book is about. What is this? Right? And so it is definitely living up to its title so far. I think I'm on page 12 or something, and I'm literally like turning the pages like, whoa. So you can definitely go to dressingroom8.com, and I can put that in the comment section. I'll put that in after. And so you can get the copy of the book. You can definitely RSVP I'll put that in the comments as well, for you to RSVP for the December book club. And I hope you are ready to get your mind blown, because the December book, I think this is a hell of a book to read and to bring yourself into the new year. So I really recommend you not only RSVP, join me in December, share the shit out of that with your friends and family, because if you are struggling with anything, I think, in your career, in your life, I think this book is going to give you a really interesting insight on how you can really have a counterintuitive approach to moving forward with your life or your business. And the December book club meeting and all book club information will be available on dressingroom8.com. So just go there and you will get everything that you need. And outside of that, I mean, I think I'm pretty much done for talking about the Dark Tower, because I don't really have much else to say. If anyone else has any comments, now would be the time to put that through. And if not, then I'm going to let you guys go. And I'm going to see you on the web, because you see your girl. Again, for anyone tuning in late, my name is Natasha Nurse, owner and co-founder of Dressing Roommate. This is the Dressing Roommate Book Club, a book club designed for the love of reading and for you to read and communicate and to connect with people internationally, right? That's what I love about Facebook. That's what I love about the internet, that you can do things and be anywhere. You can be in Abu Dhabi, like anywhere. Like you can be anywhere. Aruba, you can be in Jamaica, you can be in Canada, you can be here in America, and we can all talk about one book at one time. Pretty dope stuff, guys. So with that, no questions I see. So thank you for everyone who tuned in. Please join me again in December. Go to dressingroom8.com for all book club details. You'll be able to get a copy of the book there as well. And with that, I will see you soon. All right. Thanks for your time. Bye.